So my last Ninjago video where I talked about the pilot suits ended on a Garmadon teaser. And that was mostly because I didn't think he fit in with the pilot suits. The reason why is because Garmadon was never shown with the ninja until they were in their DX suits. So I thought he belonged in this video. But I am going to start with the DX minifigures first, because these are very nostalgic to me. We only ever saw these suits a few times in the actual show, but that's mostly because we only ever saw them while the ninja were riding their dragons. I do wish we saw these suits more, but the dragons were roped out of season 1 very quickly, but it was a fun gimmick nonetheless. They offered a very fun visual difference when the ninja were doing something not on the ground, so it was a nice counterpart to have while they were around. I would only ever really display these minifigures with the golden weapons, because that's basically all they used when they had the suits. But to be honest, I actually think they look better than how the pilot suits look with the golden weapons. But if I was to nitpick about these suits, I would mostly say about the layering. Each suit that we see always has lines, and you can see where each outfit is layered. But this one isn't, it's a flat print. So it kind of looks like they're wearing a shirt. I don't know, they just look really tight in a weird way. The only way they're really redeemable is when they're using their hoods, but I still don't think it's a fix. But they're still good nonetheless. But the printing overall is fantastic. Each ninja comes with their own dragon and the elemental power that comes with it. And it just makes them look unique, but also unified, which is just a great look. These suits also have back printing, unlike the pilot suits. They have a dragon head along with their name, so these suits are basically completely show accurate. It's a great look. When they're all stood together, they just look fantastic. It's such a great line of suits to have. But the next minifigure for this video, I had to give it its own segment, because unless you're counting the wooden Woo from the Ninjago movie, this is the most expensive Ninjago minifigure. It's Lloyd DX. I will say on a personal note, owning this minifigure is really surreal to me, and it's still crazy to think I own it, because it's one of those ones that just not many people own, and I never thought I'd have it myself. The funny thing is that Lloyd DX doesn't really fit in with the other DX ninja, because he has the golden shoulder armor and just a standard ninja hood that didn't come until the next line of suits. So unless you're willing to go back and buy the 1990s green ninja hood, which good luck with that, you're gonna have to deal with a slight difference. It feels almost wrong being negative about this minifigure considering what it is, but I have to point out that the printing itself also has a lot of reuse, because while Lloyd's elemental printing is unique and the back's unique, the dragon itself is just Cole's. So it's not even a unique dragon. And also his head, which is exclusive, is just a humanoid version of Morrow's head from Possession. All of this print reuse is mostly just down to the fact that it's a non-canon Target exclusive from 2015. So Possession was releasing at the time, so they just reused the Morrow print. But that's fine, but it's worth pointing out just for people who are interested. But like I said, it just doesn't take away from what this minifigure is and how great it is. I love it so much. But the next minifigure is the Black Suit Woo from 2011. This is the one from the Battle Between Brothers mini-movie. This mini-movie mostly just showed Woo wearing this suit and then getting the explanation on where it came from. It was mainly used by Woo when he was younger, as this is the only instance we see him wearing it when he was older. But it's a fantastic variation of the Woo suit, and it's been loved for many years, and it's also the main reason why it was reused in Legacy. You know, he has very unique printing and very fun printing. It makes him stand out amongst all the other Woos, mainly because it's black, whereas most Woos are in a white or a tan suit. But this is just a fantastic minifigure all around. But for the final minifigure of this video, I'm finally going to talk about the Garmadon minifigure. And I have very mixed opinions about him. The thing is that I love this design. It's very nostalgic to me. It reminds me a lot of when the show was first starting out. But while it's great, it's extremely simple. And it just is bad in comparison to his later designs. So he does have like his iconic rib torso printing, which is very memorable for Garmadon and is on basically every single version of Garmadon that we own. But apart from that, He basically has no printing. He has plain legs and he has a plain back. That's about it. Although, a side note, he's one of the last minifigures that would ever use the old samurai helmet before we got the newer one. And this figure is great just for that alone, because it's a great piece. But I have just been left wanting more with this minifigure. I love it, don't get me wrong. It's very fun to have. I think we've just been spoiled by later Garmadon designs. But overall, this is probably one of the most fun lines of minifigures that you can own. So for the recommendation, similar to the other video, if you're looking to collect every single major minifigure suit, you will love these. These are fantastic. You will have so much fun owning these minifigures. But unfortunately, if you're just looking for a line of suits to own, if you just want a couple to represent Ninjago in a collection, I don't think these are for you. This is mostly because that at the time of me filming this, Lloyd DX alone is probably around £250 by now, which is crazy for one minifigure. You do also have to factor in that JDX in of himself is also above average in terms of pricing. He's nowhere near the level of Lloyd, but he can still be up there depending on where you live and what the deals are. I do recommend getting the Wu and the Garmadon though. They're both incredible in their own ways, and they're both great representations of the characters, and also just iconic. But regardless of me not being able to recommend it for anyone, these minifigs are still so fantastic. Okay, bye!